are back for another showcase. Okay guys, we are back for the second part of this. Actually this is so depressing because we're only halfway through. Okay, so let's get into this. So, classic rig of the skeleton rig. I'm gonna go super briefly over this because we've already gone through it. Basically, as far as I can tell, there's really no change in this, besides the layout of how this is. So if you look here, you can see you can still change it from wither and stuff, but there's a lot more, um, I don't know, I guess this is just a secondary thing that you can look at, but, I mean, not much has really changed in this one. So I'm not gonna really go too much over it, because it's just the classic mode. I think it's just an older version, so. Then we have the cow rig. Oh my gosh, I used this in a previous animation. It was pretty funny. So yeah, let's get into this. So we have the baby fire, make a baby cow, and we have this. So you have the option to turn it from a regular cow to a mushroom cow, which looks pretty cool. User data off or on, which is also pretty cool. And fancy feet pointed. I'll show that in a second. Mouth jaw off or on, and basically what that does is basically does that. So if you want it out, and so yeah, let's go over the controls. You can tell that it's a little bit older because it's all spline. So let's do this. So this one controls like the eye length and stuff like that. Notice how it's really close to the end, so it might look a tiny bit weird, at least with this one. So if we render that, you can see it's cutting it close, but it still looks good. It still looks fine. And this one we have like the different emotions and stuff. This one controls both. This one controls the other ones. And this controls the mouth. So eating grass, yes. So this controls the neck. No, it doesn't. This controls... There we go. Okay, so it controls the top part. I don't know if the neck is in this or what controls the neck. I don't see any controller. It might be this right here. But, excuse me. Anyways, basically this is the top controller for the top part of the body. And then of course like this right here is the head controller. It's kind of confusing because usually you're used to a lot of controllers being out and stuff, just a plane and stuff or a spline. This one you actually have to kind of get a little bit closer to just to rotate the head. So hopefully there's going to be an actual head rotation controller that you can just move around, so that way you can do that like in some of the other rigs. But yeah, so that's that. Then you have this middle controller, which you can do like that, but I think it's more of a rotation. So that kind of controls like the up and down of the cow also. And I think this back part does the same, kind of like a twerking controller. And this one, which kind of controls like the lift off. So it's a lot like the chicken rig and the bunny rig. And then we have the tail here, which we can move out and kind of control and mess with and stuff. So that's pretty much that. There's not really much to talk about with the cow. And in here you have like the different ways to bend the like wrist. So if I go back up here, click on the cow, you have like some different modes and stuff. So you can do off for the fancy feet. You can do pointed, which is like the regular feet, and you can do the joint, which personally I kind of like joint best, since it's to me it's a little bit better. I don't like this fancy feet off version because it looks sloth like. I don't know, it looks creepy, like so you can turn taper influence off too. So that basically tapers like the back part. And but I would do joint. Joint looks best to me. Not this one. Oops. Is it pointed? Yeah. Okay, so actually it's pointed. It's the pointed one. Don't say joint. Not joint. Joint is the sloth. Nasty. So, yep, and that's how it does. I don't know how I feel about the backwards kind of legs, because I know the back does that, but the front doesn't do that with animals. So I think he may have to fix that, because the back, like, if you know anatomy with animals and stuff, you would know that the back does kind of go like this, because it goes like this down, and it kind of like curves back like this. So you have like this curving part, and it does. So this would be correct, but this front part is wrong, because it would actually go like that. If I mean, I'm using the deformer to kind of do that, but that's how it would be. So it would be like something like this. But I hope there's an option to kind of like change the orientation 180 degrees, because that would be really nice. So that is the cow slash Mushroom rig. Really cool rig. Really awesome. Um, so yeah. On to the next one. The next one, the creeper rig. Everyone's favorite rig. Again, some of the textures are a bit weird. We have the baby fire here. Let me just make sure that it's the textures. I think it might be the textures. Wait, let me check. Yeah, okay. So this is another one of the rigs that I have to just add in the lib4d file for, so that way you guys have it. So this is the creeper rig. It's a lot like everyone else's creeper rig. It's a little bit better, but it doesn't have like stuff like explosions and stuff like that, which I really hope that it has in the future. It doesn't have like a time explosion, if you get what I mean. Like, it's this shatter effect, which looks pretty cool, but hopefully in the future we have something that where you can like really do a little bit more with this explosion stuff. Be nice. So yeah. So we have the difference between the setting between creeper and the electricity part, which you can just do that, and that's what it kind of looks like, electric like, and it also moves like this. So that looks pretty dope also. When it's like electrified, we have this thing where it goes low, medium, high. You should be able to see that here, like that. And yeah, just basic stuff, so I'm not going to really go into these other settings or whatever. So basically this is the head, and it's just like a normal creeper head. Just move it around. Then you have the body part. Again, this one you should probably move with the move tool, because yeah. So you can move it with the move tool, and you notice that even the legs kind of move with it, so that's pretty cool. Then you have this middle part, which does this, which looks pretty awesome too, and again it moves everything. So, and then you have this down here, which kind of moves this bottom part a lot more, so be careful with this right here though. I would only move it like a little bit. And then you have this right here, which kind of like moves the hips and stuff, and kind of like really, it's so cool. This is really cool. So this kind of like moves this whatever way you need to. And here you just have the legs and stuff for things, and you can tell that they're like really nice and well done. Cool thing to do here would be to add a smart move, because that would be awesome. But yeah, just pretty self-explanatory stuff. And you have these controllers here to kind of do here. I wish there was a mouth controller too, so the way you can like control how the mouth kind of looks, but overall this is pretty awesome. So that's the creeper rig, pretty simple. Then we have the Enderman rig. Oh, beautiful Enderman. Hello. So Enderman rig is pretty cool. It has a lot of options, like auto walk and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to go over this pretty quick. Again, just get the pack if you really want to like go in depth and play around. It won't hurt at all, and then you're just helping the creator. So low poly, medium, and then high quality. So that's that. You have show, which is like showing, I don't know what this is showing, the deformers, the particles, I don't know. So I think this is like the wind for the particles, which I'm pretty sure it is. Then you have particles, yeah. And then you have the glow, and then teleportation particles like this. So, and then you have the teleportation effect. So I don't know exactly how all this is supposed to go, but I'll go with it. So let's go into this. There's a lot. I'm so overwhelmed. Okay, so we had the glow. We have the user data, that fancy feat, auto stuff. Let's just try walk. Oh, that's pretty dope. That's cool. So there is auto walk here. It's pretty nice. And then you have auto move also, which I'm not too sure. Again, whenever it says auto move, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that means you should move the hips and it'll automatically go. So don't do auto move because I don't think it's finished yet on any rigs, but it definitely does. It would be cool. This is auto walk. Just like, you say wherever you want to go. So I'm pretty sure if you like draw a spline, do this really quick. We'll do like a simple flower, right? And we'll just make this a lot larger. Wait, blah, blah, blah. We'll make it pretty large like this, and then what we'll do is we'll put it on the XZ axis, and we'll drag this into the spline path like this. And yeah, he glitches a little bit, but not that much. So yeah, he glitches at first, but I think it's fine after he doesn't. And you can't really control the speed or whatever. I think you kind of can, but not really. But if you do a spline, then that's kind of how you would get him to walk in a certain way. So that's pretty dope. And then he's doing like the particles and stuff. So we'll let him walk and stuff, and we'll like play with some stuff later on. So let's mess with some of his other stuff. We have this head controller here, which is pretty cool because it actually opens up when you're doing this stuff. So you can like rotate it like this, and do that like that. Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And then you have like the twisty part. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot. You can tell a lot of work has been done with this Enderman rig. And that's what I was saying, like, it's different with, this is the bottom part. It's different with a lot of his rigs, like, a lot of his full rigs, like his version 5 and up rigs. They're really well done, but then you have, like, the other rigs. This is a separation, so if you wanted somebody to kill him, there you go. So you can tell, like, a lot of his other rigs still need work, but, like, these rigs right here have really been like well done made and stuff. So these controllers, you can move them off or move them in. I don't know if you could rotate these. No. And then let me do the stuff here. So this is the control panel. This is the eyes. These are the eyelids. Oh, that's cool. So he can like rah, rah, rah. So something like that, and then these are his eyes again. And then here we have the taper for the arms. Again, you can mess with the taper in the settings, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure that here on the, we'll turn auto move on. I think that's for that. Oh, you can't mess with the taper, but you can mess with the stretch. So the stretch here would be this. Hold up, let me turn stretch off. Or not, maybe stretch doesn't work. I don't know. So there is auto move on here, but it's so, to me, it's a little bit weird. Actually, wait, let me make sure. Oops, okay. So maybe don't have auto move stuff on when you have the auto walk on, but we'll try this again and see what happens. Okay, so auto move looks like it works, but it's a little bit weird. Excuse me again. So it's a little bit weird, but I guess it works, sort of. And again, there's that taper on the arms, so I don't want that. So it's a little bit weird, but not that much, so you can probably have some fun. The only thing I would use auto move for is like the legs and stuff, because it's like really the most important thing to do. Everyone hates to do walks, so I think auto move is like best for that. I wouldn't use it for anything else. And then obviously this is for taper for that side. Then you have this, the bottom part. This is obviously the top, and the rotation or the hip deformer. So like this. So yeah, that's that. And then you have this weird effect on the ankles and stuff. Again, I don't know who likes this, but I certainly don't. So if you don't want that, you can turn fancy feet off, and I'm pretty sure they go back to normal. Or not. That's okay, Sodden. You don't have to make them... Sodden! Why are you making his feet all curvy and stuff? Fix it. Fix it, Sodden. But yeah, that's the Enderman rig, sort of. So, yeah. So we're gonna do the gas next. I need to drink some water or some juice. I'm thirsty. Okay. I am hydrated. I am ready to go. So this is the gas rig. We're gonna delete this spline. Oh crap, what did I do? I'm just kidding. They have jiggle on their things, it looks like, so just moving. Oh, that looks so cool. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So that's really cool. So it looks like there's jiggle on the gas stuff. So let's go to here. This is gas rig version 1. So yeah, there's not really much here. It looks like we have low poly, low quality, medium, and high quality. We have tentacles and head. So the head shoot is going to be this. And I don't think there's really an animation for that. I think you just control this and kind of do that. It would be really cool if this was auto animated, so it just like you can like let this go, like there's maybe like a frame counter, and it would go and it would fire out, right? It would fire out, and then you can tell it when to like turn off this and also like start the explosion. Which would be so cool, because then you could like tell it where to fire, and then it would automatically fire for a certain amount of time and stuff like that. Like there's so much you can do with that, so that would be really cool. So we're going to turn it back to normal. So now you have the normal IK, which means you can like mess with these. There's no jiggle, right? And this is the dynamic IK, which you do have jiggle for. And of course, if you do mess with the IK, it messes everything up. So he's like, come to me. wait, I want to try something. But you can really do like some weird stuff. Like if you're doing a weird animation, this would be hilarious to mess with. You can do this. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. This is going to be good. So you can do this, and then you can turn dynamic IK, and then they're both going to be weird. So look at it from that angle, and it looks really weird. What are you doing? What are you doing, son? Son, what are you doing? Son! What are you doing? So, yeah, you can do something like that. And, that's it. Looks like it. There's no baby fire, which sucks. It still goes. It still goes when you do that. That's cool. There's no baby fire for this, but I'm pretty sure, in, of course, in future updates that there will be more stuff added. So that was the gas. Um, do 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 do. Okay, so now we're to the horse, and this is another one where the textures are all weird. So I'm gonna load in the actual horse thing. Don't worry, guys. There's a couple more left. I might have to do 3 parts. I don't know. There's a lot of rigs, or mob rigs and stuff in here. So this is the horse rig, really, really nicely done. We actually used this for a animation recently. Um, and it's version 1, so it only has a small amount of stuff, but it's still pretty good. So if we press play, you can see that there's like some jiggle dynamics with the with this part and also the tail, which looks really nice. Here we have the editor view, so what we see in the editor can be either really high poly or low poly, which would be 0. We have eye color, self-explanatory, evil horse. Then we have the top teeth, just like the cow, top teeth extrude, um, teeth extrude bottom. We have the type, so you can really pick the type of horse that you want, which really looks dope. And then we also have the armor type, so you can change that too. So no armor, a lot of armor. We also have the tail dynamics, so we're gonna switch this back to this horse. Tail dynamics would be like, you can make this super high dynamics, so if you go like this, it's super high dynamics, or not, so whatever you want to do, but the dynamics on the tail is really nice. So this right here would be setting it like that, and see, this is correct. This is how, sort of correct. I don't know. It looks weird in Minecraft view. I would just have all the legs go this way, this angle, but whatever. Um, there you go, fixed. But basically all the rigs are pretty much the same. I don't think I really need to go over everything that the rig has, because it's just really self-explanatory. Because a lot of his rigs are the same. You can see that the main, it also has that like jiggle stuff to it. Really nice stuff. Again, you can like control the eye here. Oops. You control how it looks. The ears, of course, like this. It look a little bit weird, but I'm pretty sure that when it's on like high render thing, it's fine. The mane, which seems to be caught right now in between the horse body, you can kind of like move that up so that way it looks like that. And yeah, and then there's this cool controller here that kind of really like brings your horse neck up or back or down, side to side, and it's locked too, which looks really cool. So you have a lot of settings there, and I totally messed up the main. So that's that, and then there's a couple other options where you can add some more stuff. So you can see teeth here, which I don't, I have no clue, but if you want a derpy horse, there you go. And then there's robe and bridle. So this is the rope, not robe. This is the rope, so if somebody's carrying it along, that's how you do that. And if you want a bridle, which is like this main part, so basically you would add both of them for the rope, and that's how you do that. And you can also take the saddle off also. So that's the horse rig in a nutshell. There you go. On to the next one, the Iron Golem. Again, this is like an older kind of rig. I think probably one of his oldest out of all of them, but so you have the tiny golem, big golem. Still needs a lot of updating, but it still has some really cool features. So if you click here, you have the low quality, medium quality, high quality. So we're going to go back to low poly. We're going to go to more controllers, and you can see there's a couple more. Oh, actually you can't see them. I don't know. Then you also have vines and stuff that you can add on. I don't see them, so I don't know where those are. But yeah. This might be, wait, hold on. I'm going to add in, I'm going to do it like this. Here we go. So baby fire, and then we're going to do this and see if the vines come up. No, the vines aren't coming up. I don't know. So I don't know if this has any vines or anything or what's going on with that, but hopefully it gets fixed in the future. This is the eyebrows, the head controller, and you can see the eyes kind of go with that, and they have this really nice kind of reflective specular thing going on to them. Then we have this here that controls the eyes, and obviously this middle one controls them both. This right here controls the panel, and this controls the head, and this one controls the brow. And you can see that it has this really nice cut look too. This is the mouth. This is to like move the mouth around, and then this is just another panel to control. And let's look at this. So these aren't rotatable, so you would just use the move tool and kind of do this. And it looks pretty awesome, especially with like the separation of like the arms and stuff. So you can move that around, and then you have this controller here. You also have the neck controller if you don't want to use the control panel, and then you have this, which you can use with rotation, or I'm pretty sure you can use like this. I would use it in rotation mode though, because it just looks weird if you don't. Then you have these little sections right here where you can like really control like how he moves up and down and stuff, like around or bend. This one here does the same, and this one here kind of does his twerking. So if you want him to kind of like move or whatever side to side, that's kind of how you do it. And then doing this. So, and then of course you have the arms here like this, and they stretch, which looks really nice on here. So they kind of stretch. They stretch a little bit too much, so if you wanted to like turn that down, there's smart moving here for legs and the arms. And then you can also, I don't think there's stretch. Maybe there's no stretch control, but I think there should be a stretch control for this stuff. And yeah. And I think he was gonna add smart move, but he hasn't yet, or else you would really see it. So I think that's like a planned thing that he wants to do for smart move, but yeah. So this is the Iron Golem. I wish there were vines and stuff in smart move, of course, but I don't think he's added that quite yet. So that's the Iron Golem. Looks pretty awesome. The nose, I'm pretty sure, has some kind of dynamics to them. Yeah. So that's the Iron Golem. And next we have the Ocelot. We have only like five more rigs left. Don't worry, guys. We will get through this. So here's the Ocelot. I'm going to go over it really quickly. Version 1, so Baby Fire. Click on the Ocelot. You have a lot of things. You have things like Smart Move. Let's see if it works. Yep, Smart Move works on this one. So you're going to go back to the settings. You have Low Poly, all those modes. You have Stretch. So stretch would be like here. You can see there's stretch going on, and then if you turn that down, then there's not that much stretch. And then taper influence would be like towards the back legs or something. Let's see what else there is. There's pupils. So if you look at the pupil types, you have like the off, normal, smoothness, which is more of like the groove type. Yeah. And then you could add double growth, I guess. Gradient. That actually looks pretty dope. And eyelid depth. So if you want it kind of like really in there or not, you can change that. And of course, like I said, there's smart move, so you can... I already messed it up, but if you want to have smart move, you can have that. Even though I totally messed it up. Yeah, let's go, let's go. I'm so cheetah. I'm such a bad ocelot. I'm such a beautiful thing. Then you have this weird configuration. You have this controller here, which does the auto look kind of thing. Then you have this controller here, which you can control the top, the bottom, I think some other weird stuff. You have the tongue. Get into my belly. Get in there. You have the separation thing, which is really cool for all the stuff. Look around. You have this, and I think this middle part can also be controlled via this. Oh, not really. Can this one? Yeah, this one can sort of, but I think most of these spline-based ones are like all just rotation ones. And then obviously, last but not least, this back one always does like the push-up. Of course, you can't see it here because I totally messed it up, but yeah, beautiful stuff. And then you have the tail like this, and you can move this part however you need to. Really cool stuff. So that's the Ocelot rig. You can tell I'm getting tired. I've gone through all these motherfucking rigs. So here we have the pig rig, and don't worry about that stuff right here. When you start it up, a lot of these like dynamic things usually like drop really low, and then they snap back once you first do them, so don't worry about that. The baby fire bulge, like if it's eating stuff, that's a fat baby. Baby. You a fat baby. I really like this eye texture thing that he's got on. If he puts that on all his rigs, that'd be really cool. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of pointless settings down here. I'm not going to get into all of them. So here we have that look kind of thing here. So that's really cool. And then we have three different things here. They're pretty much just one thing, so separation or just also look. And we have, it's hard when it's like bulged up, but this one's for the front, this one's for the back, and then this is for everything pretty much. I think this is just to lift up, yeah. And you can see that the feet and stuff look... Oh, snap, I totally detached. I'm sorry, pig. I'm sorry. Oh, and it comes with auto move, which is really nice. So some of these rigs come with auto move, some of them don't. This one is to move around that. This is to move around the mouth, and of course this is the mouth, so you can kind of switch that however you want to. And yeah, and then you have just regular controls here. You can turn off different body parts, right? No, you can have smart move for all these different body parts. So we're just going to go there. We have, for the pupils, you have the different options again of smooth, turn the gradient off or on, and then groove settings, which looks really nice. And then the ear dynamics on or off. So basically that's the pig rig. Pretty simple, pretty quick, and then again you have that bevel on like all this stuff, which really is cool for that really nice look. One of my favorite rigs, the slime rig, and probably everyone knows him to be Tog. Tog is like the best ever. I actually haven't seen this version of the rig, but I have like tested previous versions, so it's pretty interesting. So here you can see you have like the emotions. You can change where the mouth is, change where the eye is, I think change where both eyes are, and change where the other eye is. These over here is this is like emotions, this is for both, this is for the other one, and these are to blink. To blink a blink. And I think in the next version or whatever, he needs to add like um, the solid spline look that most of his other rigs have. So here we have the NURBS editor, which is just basically smoothness. So basically this would be low poly, and all this up here would be high poly. And I don't know what this controller does, so just keep it on. You can change it from regular to magma cube. We'll get into that in a second. Jiggle type, you can turn that up. I don't know what it does exactly yet, but we'll get into that. Let's see, auto walk for the slime. We'll get into that too, because that's going to be interesting. So we'll see how that is. So we're going to mess with some of this stuff. So this bottom one you can see is like the controller to bend the bottom. And then you can see this middle one is to control like the side-to-side movements. And this is like to squash it up and down and turn it like pretty much any rotation along the bottom or whatever, which looks cool. Unless you do that. Never do that. And of course you can kind of rotate this with just regular rotation controllers, except this middle one and the bottom one. Yeah, you can only do this one for rotation, so that's pretty dope. And he was saying there's an auto walk feature. I'm pretty sure it's this right here, but I've never been able... Oh, wait. I just clicked it. So I don't know... I don't know if he like actually like added it or not, or because I can't see anything. Like whenever I push play, there's no auto walk, but when there is, I don't know. I have no clue. So if there is an auto walk, I can't see it, but if there isn't, then I think I'm just dumb. So I think he's planning to put like an auto jump walk thing into it, but I'm really not sure. Again, I can like try to... Oh, okay, I see. So jump influence, so we're gonna put all these back to the default. Oh, no, I totally messed it up then. Then we're gonna fix it back to where it was. Okay, so if you click on that, then you kind of have this, which I guess looks okay, but I don't know, it's something that needs to be worked on, but it looks pretty cool so far. You have like something that kind of like bounces up and down and stuff like that, so that's gonna be really cool once he gets that going and stuff. So let's also look at the magma cube stuff. You can see that you have the same controls pretty much. You have the move. You have this this controller here, which, oops, I think I accidentally made two of them. There we go. So this one, which kind of like stretches way out, I wouldn't stretch it that much out, but you kind of have this stretch here, and you have this here, which kind of moves like the middle part, and then you have the bottom. So that's the slime rig / magma cube rig, and snowman, spider rig, villager, and zombie left. So I'm gonna just start doing like maybe 2 at a time, so that way it's less hassle. So here we have the snowman rig version 4. You have like some of the same stuff. I'm not going to really go over to it. We have lights. I don't know why there would be a light on the snowman. I'm so confused. So yeah. Then we have pumpkin face snowman, which is pretty cool. Oh, we have like the 2 types of versions, so you can have it off or on, which is pretty cool. So just really simply, hello, hi. Then we have this, which kind of wiggles. This that also wiggles. We have the head controller, if I can click on it, right here, like that. And we have this bottom part which kind of moves but not really. I think you have to use the move controller. Yeah. So there's a lot of different options for each one. Then we have the baby fire, which gives us a baby one. And there's some stuff up here. This one gives you like the controls for the mouth. This one kind of moves the mouth, helps you out with that. So these are like different emotions for the mouth and stuff. And I think this to kind of like separate stuff. This is to kind of like move it around a bit, even though it's a little bit weird. And this one gives you a different thing. So you can kind of like move these to kind of get different expressions and different emotions and stuff. And then this side is to move the eyes, spread the eyes apart, and then to do like emotions with the eyes and blink. So that's the Snowman rig. Just going through these really quick. Then we have the baby fire for the spider rig, which doesn't seem to work yet. So wait for that to work. And then the textures also for that doesn't work. So I don't know what's going on there. So maybe he might be putting that in later on. Here we have like the different things, and that looks really, really creepy and really cool at the same time. So you can like really do this, and it auto moves with some of this stuff. Glow eyes. So you have like different ways to add like eye glow. I think this one is like a glow effect, and this one is like actual lights. And you have the web right here in the back, so you can kind of like pull that out and have it like string to whatever you need to. And then arm type, you can like change the type of arms you have. Let's go and test that. So instead of this arm like this, you can change it to something smooth. So I think that's a change between smooth and non-smooth. And there's no smart move here, but I'm pretty sure that eventually in the future, of course, there's going to be some smart moving. You can see we have that really nice effect, even though these need to kind of be a little bit better. So that's basically the spider rig. Again, not going to go too much into it, but it's really cool stuff how all these rigs really like work together and look really, really nice, especially. So that's the spider rig. There's a little bit more to it, but essentially, yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Spider rig done. Okay, last but not least, we have the villager and zombie rig. This should be fairly quick, and I'll end off the video soon. So here with the zombie rig, you can see that it's version 1. So we have the eyebrows like this. We have the eyelids going like that. And you have like different emotions here, so you can have them like open up like this. And you can see that the teeth are a little bit like weird and stuff. And you can kind of like move the teeth down, move the teeth side or up, which look really, really cool. That's really dope. Another thing you can do is you can do, you know, normal or brain. I think here, yeah, you have like a piece of a brain, which looks pretty cool. And you really get that, like, that sense of like smoothness really sells it. And you can do the brain smoothness, so you can be like a pink blob, or it can be like really unsmooth and really like nasty looking. And in here you just have different things for like the eyes, if you want eyes or not. You can change how the mouth looks, so no mouth, no teeth, no tongue kind of thing. You can change the color of the gums, so if you want to change it like purplish or whatever you want to do there. And then you have like taper and stuff, so I'm not gonna go too much into that stuff. This is for like that, and we're just gonna go and zoom through. So you have like the up look down thing. What's going on? What? Ah! And this is really cool because you have like that kind of motion between the arms and the thing. And of course you can do that, do that, do this, and yeah, just pretty much like do this and stuff. And you can see it really nice bends and stuff. Really, really nice bends. Like when he works on the baby fires, or the these rigs and stuff, there's really nice bends on some of them. And then you have the foot controllers down here, and again, really, really nice stuff on this. And you have here too. So that's the zombie rig pretty much. I think I went and yeah, showed the eye blink and stuff like that. So eyebrows. I don't know what this one does. What does that one do? That is emotions. I don't know what this one does though. So then you have all that. I'm pretty sure that's it for that. Oh, and you also have the villager version also. So you can change it from a villager zombie to a regular zombie. So that's pretty cool too. So get that out of the way. And then last but not least, we have the villager rig. Now, there's a couple things that I really want for this villager rig for the next one. Because it's not complete yet, I'm pretty sure, but he wants to put more into it. So this is without the robe. This there's some GUI here, but I don't exactly know if it works entirely yet. Let me just render, I think. Yeah. So, let me switch it to the actual villager rig. Don't worry, all these will be provided when I put in these other ones, the ones I don't have the textures for. Don't worry, they're going to be provided so that we have this. So now if I go here and I go to the GUI option, now you'll... Oh, never mind. You won't be able to see it. So that needs to be fixed, I guess, then. So anyways, don't worry about the GUI. Basically, you have like wrinkle. You can put like wrinkles in the top part or whatever. You can open up the eyes. You can move it around. You can do the mouth. Mess with the wrinkle, which I find pretty cool because you can really like get some different moods and stuff when you're doing the eyebrow and stuff. And then this is just all self-explanatory stuff where you can move the head, move the robe. Now notice that the robe isn't like dynamic or anything, which is pretty sucky in my opinion, because I mean what's a villager rig without a dynamic robe? At least dynamic to some point. At least like this bottom part or like this part should kind of open up when it goes along the feet, but something has to happen with this robe in future updates, so it still looks really nice though. And then you have the feet like this, and you have the arms, which I think the arms should really just like be like at default they should be like this. Like, I've seen some rigs where they're, like, by their side, but I think by default they should be like this. You know, at the, like, in the actual game. So, that's the villager rig. Again, I'm not going to go too much into it because, yeah. So, off, scaling. I don't know what the scaling's for, but yeah. I think it's for the GUI, yeah. So, there's a couple things that need to be done with this rig, but, it's still a really good rig. Like, if you're just having like a villager like stand in the village or something, I would use this rig. If you're trying to animate with this rig and you're animating from the waist down, this rig could still be good. If you're animating a villager like trying to like run through the city or something, I wouldn't use this rig just yet because that rope thing is definitely something that's going to get into your way. So, you can tell my voice is like really scratchy right now and stuff. So that's his mod pack. Like it's really good. There you could see that there's like so much in this mod pack. There's really a lot in this mod pack and stuff. And I'll include the link to the selfie page in the description, so that way you can buy it. It's $20, but it's $20 for how many rigs? You're paying $20 for about 24 rigs with updates. It's going to get updated. It's going to be $20 just for all of them, and you can have them all for whatever animations you need. And any comments or any kind of critiques or what you want, features and stuff, will be noted, so that way you can get the best rig you can get for your money. So I'll leave the link in the description. Again, it's $20 to get those rigs, you know, in a pack and stuff, and they're all going to work and stuff. So yeah, and future updates and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed this video, please put a like, and if you see my last one, please click wherever, because I'm going to have an annotation there about it, and go buy your rigs today.